If I do, it'll be, well, when I do, it'll be, sometime after GDQ, clearly. But I want to go back to any % right after GDQ. Just heads up, majority of runners are playing Dread on rookie mode. Gives you 15 more missiles at the start. What, did they change the way that... What, are runs now on rookie mode? Or something? Like for the main leaderboard? Did they actually fuck with that? Instead of just making, like, normal the standard? God damn it. This is what happens when we leave the community for, like, a few months. 7 months? When do you think Dread came out? When did you think I stopped playing Dread? I started playing SM again at the end of February. Wait, was this a decision that everyone voted on? Like, it was an active poll with active discussion? Or was it like a fucking sleeper poll? Well, I don't know. I would need time to think on how I feel about that. How I feel about running rookie mode. I just like there being a standard. They didn't want anyone butthurt for picking rookie mode to compete. Okay, dude. You guys know how I am. I'm very, like, cool with shit. I'm openly speaking about how I have pretty progressive ideas and shit. There comes a point to where people need to realize that now it's not elitist to say, like, speedrunning is a somewhat, to a degree, especially on a competitive leaderboard, supposed to be competitive, right? There definitely is a point to where you start taking away the competitive nature of things when speedrunning in and of itself is competitive. Now, does it need to be competitive? No, just like if you learn a guitar, you don't need to be on stage shredding for a competition. Just like if you learn piano, you don't need to be up on a piano recital or a piano competition trying to, play the best Chopin etude. You know what I'm saying? So you can do these things, but when they start to, like, really intertwine the competitive nature of like speedrunning with I know it sounds like I'm being elitist, it sounds like I'm being gatekeepy, I understand that, and that's totally cool because I feel a way about something and I'm speaking about that, you know? I'm allowed to have my own opinion, and my opinion is that people need to understand, like, there is a competitive nature to these things, and it's just, by definition, it is just a fucking competitive hobby, sport. I know a lot of people, when the discussion comes up about, oh, lol, don't take speedrunning so seriously. I've been speedrunning for the last 10 years. A lot of people take it seriously. They have a lot of fun with it, but they take it seriously, you know? It's what they enjoy doing, myself included. So I definitely get annoyed when people go, oh, lol, it's just speedrunning. They try to, like, downplay it to make their argument more, you know, justifiable. Yeah, it's just times on a list. Well, I mean, then you feel that way, but, like, I've been doing this for the last 10 years, coming up on, and I love this shit, and the competitive nature of it was really what motivated me as well. Not entirely, because I had to be, like, you know, the best and look down on people, but it was something that I could find solace in, if you will, you know? When I was going through a time in life to where I didn't know what I wanted to do. Anyways, the point is, yes, it's supposed to be competitive in nature, and being inclusive with it is awesome, and I respect that, and I appreciate that, because then it just broadens, you know, broadens the, you know, whatever. It shines more light on it, and it's cool, and since I love speedrunning, like, it's cool to get more people involved. I don't know, and I don't give a shit if 50 people just left. Why are you asking me why it just dropped? Well, you think I'm gonna have an answer? Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit silly, and I'm gonna be honest, with a newer speed game, there's a lot of people that... Okay, so if it's not very active, but there are active community members, and this is gonna come off as rude, those community members that are there are going to try to take some sort of they're going to try to sink their claws into being like the head of a community or whatever, whatever it is. They're going to try to make those decisions while the community is not necessarily thriving like crazy. And I think like making rookie mode the standard is one of those decisions, and I think that decision is made because individuals want to progress in the game just like everyone else does when the game isn't as thriving as much as it was. That's my opinion, and that comes off as a little bit cynical, but I think that's what's going on when shit like that happens. Which is funny because then they're doing the exact same thing that, it's almost counterintuitive in a way. It's funny because I feel like a lot of these decisions are made like, oh, well, let's do this. Let's just make this the standard, which in turn makes it easier to get a record. But they also say they want to make it not about competition, about fun. But I feel like the same people that say that also are like then striving to be on top with those new rules. You know what I mean? That they themselves had a part in making. Well, I mean, I'm not saying like it was just to get a cheap record, or I'm not like downplaying the achievements of whoever the world record holder is. But I'm saying like, I feel like a lot of that stuff happens, which then is just, it's almost like it goes against the very thing that's being preached. I mean, I could be wrong though. That's just me. A little bit cynical in my later years here. Since I'm so old. Well, I mean, I'm talking about this, and I know where I stand on it, so I'm being pretty open. I don't really give a shit. Like I've already said, I'm very inclusive, especially, and it's one thing to say that, but when it came to the turbo debate, I was all for listening. I was all for listening to people's arguments. I was all for compromise, which I did compromise with the speed. I changed my opinion on things listening to those individuals, and then we made those compromises. But still, a lot of individuals in that space still said, oh, you're being ableist. Even though we made compromises, we listened to perspectives. The people that then were trying to create like an argument in opposition to allowing really high frequency of turbo were then called just ableist. I know where I stand, and I was showing that with Dread Turbo. But yeah, when it comes to leaderboards, I'm just gonna be straight up. Like it is what it is, and I think people downplay the oh, it's just speedrunning so then they can get their way, which in all reality, I love speedrunning, and that's what got me into Twitch, and that's what really changed my life, honestly. Someone with a disability saying the decision they've made. Well, with the turbo decision, a lot of people have, benefited from that, and I can understand that. People have benefited from that, and just because I have healthy wrists and joints, I'm not. No, shut up, please. Just if I can't tell if you're memeing, shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna start naming people. Just because I have like good, wrist joints and whatever, and it doesn't mean other people have perfect situations, or like perfect health, and I understand that. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying I made a compromise, because not everyone can mash as fast as I can. And that doesn't matter if, like, I used to be pretty bad at mashing, and I developed techniques to make myself better. I mean, that's undeniable, I did. That doesn't take away. I'm totally cool with a compromise in that regard, so then more people can speedrun Dread. Or I'm totally fine with a turbo. It's just the way they went about it, certainly I wasn't happy with, because it was a little bit ridiculous after everything was said and done. Oh, no. Dread is awesome. For sure. I'm just very surprised that they didn't decide to separate rookie versus normal. What about hard mode? Is hard mode separated? I mean, most games have a tab on top that says, in this instance, it would be rookie, normal, hard, or whatever. Most games do that. I'm surprised they just decided to lump it all together. And I'd be very curious to know why that was a decision made. I do my best to dial the conversation back because some people tend to get kind of upset. Mostly clutter. Well, I don't really agree with that. They said there was little difference. Okay, you want to know what else they said there was little difference? Turbo versus non-turbo. Guess how much turbo saves against Ravenbeak now in Dread? 1.5 minutes. Remember when I told you guys that there was going to be it's a slippery slope argument? And it's a bad argument to make, but I said that they're going to find something or a different route or something that is going to make the Ravenbeak fight even crazier. Or this or that. Guess what? The Ravenbeak fight with turbo versus a fast masher saves around 90 seconds now. Okay, I said it. I was right. You know, it is what it is. That exactly. Now, I mean, to a regard, the tables have turned because now the person that has to argue for it is the person like B-Dog or like myself if I don't ever use turbo. Because now the argument is flipped to where like we have to get turbo if we want to compete, you know. But in all reality, it's kind of standard without. I don't know. It is what it is, but yeah, it's interesting. Spamming hurt your fingers? No. Oh yeah, for sure, Nave. You know how it goes. With all the misinformation. Okay, hopefully you're not referring to me because I'm going based off of what B-Dog was talking about when I went into his when he was speedrunning Dread with the newer routes. So if that's what you're referring to, also we're fucked because this is awful. Oh god, dude, I don't know. I can't go against the prime elders. That's too hard of a debate. I don't really hold a, you know. Yeah. You know how it is. I can't talk about prime. That's a scary, scary topic.